Did you hear me?
No. What?
Look. Hospital. This is where we get off. Let's go, kiddo. Feel that breeze, huh? I tell you, on a day like this, I just sit on my porch, pick away at my six string. Yeah, once we're done with this whole thing, I'm gonna teach you how to play guitar. Yeah, I reckon you'd really like that. What do you say, huh? Ellie, I'm talking to you.
Huh? Oh. Yeah, sure, that sounds great.
After what she went through, seeing the silhouette of the deer was a trigger for her, and it completely took her away from where she was right now. She's affected. And Joel might be too. Joel might be, but he seems to have rather powered through a lot of the shit that he's done. But it seems like some of the outcomes of what happened there are having lasting effects on Joel. I mean, on Ellie. Although Joel has plenty of lasting effects from the daughter in particular. And the refusal to look back at that kind of stuff. Forgive us. Oh. They all killed themselves. They killed their children and themselves. Ah, I didn't see the pot. I didn't notice those two. We're going... God. You keep going back to the everyone executing their children to spare them moments. Ah. What's moving? Oh, it's that. Kind of swaying a little bit. Okay. I was like, that's a loud sound I'm hearing.
I dreamt about flying the other night.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Go on, tell me about it.
So, I'm on this big plane full of people, and everyone is screaming and yelling because the plane's going down. So I walk to the cockpit, open the door, but there's no pilot. I try to use the controls, but I obviously have no clue how to fly a plane. And right before we crash, I wake up. I've never been on a plane. Isn't that weird?
Well, you know, dreams are weird.
Yeah, now you've been on a plane. Not really. Everything was probably wrong about what you thought about the plane. I think I'm supposed to take this exit, which is why I'm trying to not take the exit. Or maybe... I don't know. Thought I might be able to find things. I think about voice actors and regular voice actors for certain games and what it's like when they're replaced or changed and stuff like that. And like... David Hayter played Snake for so many years, but then one day they're like, we're gonna take this guy from 24, he's gonna be Snake now. And they just didn't call David Hayter. That's what he's saying on Twitter, is just like, yeah, there's a Metal Gear game coming out and I haven't been called. I don't know what's up. And then it's like, we're using the guy from 24 instead of you after all these years. In this case, we had there were 3 Uncharted games, I believe, already. All starring Nolan North as Nathan Drake. And then out of nowhere, I just wonder what that call was like, or that meeting. We're like, hey, we're making another game, but the lead actor is going to be Troy Baker, not Nolan North. And, but hey, Nolan, baby, you can still get in on it. It's just, you're going to be playing a cannibal pedophile, and he's going to be the hero. It's like, I wonder if you get any concerning messages at that point, like, start feeling weird about your place, your relationship with the company around that time, when you go from Indiana Jones to cannibal pedophile. Although they seem to have a thing where they switch back and forth now, because I think they also brought Troy Baker back for Uncharted 4, but he played Nathan Drake's brother. So those two acting in the same things is becoming a thing now. I was gonna say playing off each other, but they don't play off each other in this game because, strangely enough, actually, yeah, their characters never meet. Joel enters the room just in time for David to die. Which is funny, because everything David did was arguably most influenced by Joel. since he's the one that actually killed everyone. But you know, Ellie gets involved. She's not a passive character, that's for sure. And I kind of appreciate a game that has
another city, another abandoned quarantine zone.
Kind of appreciate the lack of pulled punches in that we have a game where a miner is just like wiping people out, like just stabbing grown men to death on a regular basis. Just because this is the industry that has like non-violent children and children that are invincible in a world where nobody is, like the like some Bethesda titles and stuff like that.
There's that hospital the Firefly mentioned. Come on, kiddo.
We've made it, right? This is Salt Lake City, Utah. Where'd this game start? It was a while away, right? Well, I know where it started because the prologue was Texas, right? That's already a pretty long distance. I forget where the... Was the first chapter in, like, Cleveland or something? After the intro? Because the prologue is Texas, I believe. They got zoos? Maybe this time we'll actually see animals from a zoo. Last time I thought they were from a zoo, and then we got a clear indication that they're all from experiment on monkey cages. Has its own alarming implications. But that's... Unfortunately... That's something more... That's something that's from real life, though. Not a apocalypse scenario. That's one of those real-life ambiguities where I just don't have an answer. Like, the experiments are often, like, really fucked up. But they also help a lot of people. And I just don't... that's just the kind of issue where I just don't have an answer. Which is the type of thing I find more interesting. Honestly. Lucia. We made it to the quarantine zone. I wanted to call you, but all the phone lines are down in the city. They told us that they can deliver letters between different zones, although it will probably take a week or two to reach you. We're in good spirits. Hannah talks about you a lot. She really misses you. I'm surprised at the calmness and maturity she's shown throughout this craziness. I feel like I've been the emotional one. I find that she's comforting me most of the time. We've raised her well. I hope all is well on your side of the country, and I really hope to hear your voice soon. Love, Graham. Yeah, I can't judge it to see if it made it or not. Because they heard this supposed story that the...
We didn't have a clue back then.
They heard that supposedly the stuff travels and is moved from place to place, but I wanted to... If there was indication of where it came from, I'd be able to tell if it traveled or not. But I can't tell. It's just some names. So it might have been written here or elsewhere. It doesn't help with this, though.
Everything all right?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, you just kind of seem extra quiet today.
Oh, sorry.
No, it's not... It's fine.
I wonder if she told him what happened, or how much she told him. Like, even if he understands what happened that day, would he know enough details to know that, like, seeing in it the silhouette of a deer printed on a wall would be like an emotional trigger for that event? You'll notice that I'm using the term trigger correctly and not in the condescending, actually like kind of fucked up way that people belittle that concept on the internet because people are fucking lunatics. I need to find a way out of here. So both of the gates are closed. Must be something to climb. Oh, ladder.
Well, we could use that ladder. Here we go. Ellie? Ellie?
What?
The ladder. Come on.
Right.
Come on, Ellie. Just like old times. This is our primary form of quality time together. Is our recurring activity of lifting you up to get a ladder. The more I think about it, the more it's a really funny idea, actually. Like, there's just so consistently ladders up ledges that Ellie needs to be taken to that it's actually used as an emotional moment when she's not immediately there for you in that specific scenario. Hey! The ladder. You gotta respect the ladder, Ellie. I know you've been through a lot, but it's the ladder. Oh, shit. Pick the ladder up, Joel. Come on, ladder man. The ladder is about tradition, damn it.
You gotta see this.
What is it? What the hell is...
Are you kidding me? Come on, hurry up. You see this? Shh, don't scare it.
I won't.
What are you doing?
It's all right. Come here. Hey, hurry up. Come on.
There. So fucking cool. Aw, where's it off to? Here, come on, let's go.
Slow down, kiddo.
Come on. Hurry up, come on.
That's just neat. That's just neat. I would hope they would just know better than to put any collectible items around here at all. Or any scavengeable items. Just because you don't want to interrupt people just wanting to look for that. How many there are?
Look at those things.
Were there even that many in the zoo? They've probably been reproducing. There just is a herd of giraffes in this neighborhood. Here's where I wonder where the rules are, of course. Are they afraid of the zombies? Do the zombies attack them? It's always a question in every format.
So, is everything you were hoping for?
It's got its ups and downs, but you can't deny the view, though.
The lighting is perfect. It just looks like a painting. This looks like one of those bullshit screenshots that people Photoshop to make their game look better than it is. But, well, it's a real, we're here, it's happening. Look at how perfectly the light goes around the edges of them, just to accentuate everything. We got a cathedral back there, I think. Lots of broken windows on those buildings. Mountains in the distance. There's a lot of nice little details happening in the cutscenes we were seeing that I didn't get a chance to mention either. It was just that, like, they use a lot of shaky cam, and I believe they do that. I think they do that shaky cam. I think they do that by actually using motion capture on a cameraman to, like, film the scenes. Like, so it looks like it's handheld with all the natural deviations. And it's really, like, shaky cam seen as a gimmick sometimes, and when it's really shaky and it's being used to, like, when it's being used in, like, Hunger Games to obscure child violence to make the movies rated lower and stuff like that, that's when it gets really rough to watch. But handheld cam isn't necessarily quite the same thing, and it's actually got value in video games because you're trying to sell these people as being real, and you want to be able to, like, read their emotions and think and sort of buy them as individuals. And that's always really hard to do with video game characters. There's, like, a rigidity to them and an awkwardness to them. No matter how good you get, there's always, like, something slightly off. And so I think one of the reasons they add the motion capture to the actual camera itself is that they get that extra little touch makes everything feel a little bit more real. It obscures the stiltedness of the 3D models by kind of jittering the frame a little bit and adding more motion as a result. I'd almost compare it to Ed, Edd n Eddy and some of those animated shows where all the lines squiggle a little bit, like Ed, Edd n Eddy or Creel Tube here on YouTube. Just the jiggly animations.
We don't have to do this. You know that, right?
What's the other option?
Go back to Tommy's. Just be done with this whole damn thing.
After all we've been through. Everything that I've done. It can't be for nothing. Look, I know you mean well, but there's no halfway with this. Once we're done, we'll go wherever you want. Okay?
Well, I ain't leaving without you. So let's go wrap this up.
Now she's got her own sunk cost. After what she's been through, it has to mean something. She has to contextualize her own suffering and trauma as having led to something and not just been meaningless, even though that's usually what it is. It's not like the people she fought were trying to stop her from curing humanity.
Ellie! Found another one of them comics you've been reading.
Oh, I'll read that later.
Precipitate. Yeah, the concept of rain. The time has come for Daniela's second faster-than-light test flight. This time the mission is not exploration, but infiltration. This time Daniela is going too. By payload, a 20 teraton anti-carbon bomb. Their crew, 8 of the most capable, suicidal, and dangerous men and women of the last watch. Their mission? The annihilation of the Traveler homeworld. Somebody doesn't like Destiny. Trying to take out the Travelers. Anybody got any sharp things around here? I always need sharp things. Please? Video games have a fixation on season changes for storytelling too, don't they? Like, this is not uncomparable to Journey, where each season happens over the course of a year, and those weather season changes correspond with the arc of the storyline, with one of the darkest and most troubling periods of the storyline happening at winter specifically.
Well, this place takes me back.
How so?
That was right after everything went down. I ended up in a triage just like this. And everywhere you looked, you just saw families torn apart. The whole damn world seemed to have turned upside down in a blink.
Is that after you lost Sarah?
Yes, it was.
I can't imagine losing someone you love like that. Losing everything that you know. I'm sorry, Joel.
That's okay, Ellie.
Now stand back while I craft this murder machine. No, I can't. I'm full up on shivs. Could make a bomb if I get more stabby bits, but until then, this stuff's just staying on the floor. It seems to be the usual pattern is the storyline starts in summer, which is kind of a neutral state. Then fall represents, you know, a fall. A downward trajectory for society. Or whatever the environment is. Then winter symbolizes death. And spring symbolizes rebirth. Which was taken very literally in Journey's case. But there's been a few other games. It's hard to remember which ones which exactly, but definitely elements of these ideas come up. I think a fair amount of that even went into far loan sales in somewhat less explicit terms, but I think they ultimately did the same cycle. It might have even happened in what was that game called? The swimming one. Hard to be sure. It was all underwater, of course, so I don't know if it's entirely applicable, but it might have, if you look back at it, it might actually be a comparable arc. It's all about how you use the tropes, right? How you lose. Wow, we are full up. Salt Lake QZ map. No more supplies. Evacuation to the north. The bus station. So far, no signs of any enemies in this zone.
This looks like a good spot.
Wouldn't that be nice? Now we can upgrade the power. And the range. The power of the hunting rifle. Need that El Diablo carry more shots at once. There we go. No longer have to reload every time we fire. Tougher scope. Better armor penetration. With the hunting rifle we keep not having ammo for. GG. I think I maxed out the hunting rifle in my original playthrough too. There we go. If anyone ever says I was saving too many resources over the course of the game, here I am, basically out of parts, once I finally got the chance to upgrade the things I wanted to. But pretty vindicated on my choice to save. Because I can't, straight up can't put them... I can't even do some of the upgrades I'd like to do right now. I think I did it. I think I upgraded power on everything that can, right? Yeah, power... oh, you also have armor piercing, the El Diablo. I thought it came with armor. It seemed so strong that it felt like it already had it. That'd be nice to upgrade.
That should help us out.
Hey Joel, I got something for you. Here. Maria showed this to me and I stole it. I hope you don't mind.
Oh shit.